Hey guys, it's Generalkidd here. How's everyone doing today? So, for today's video, I am finally tackling the question of whether Lasky's AI can actually fight enemies or not. So, this was a question that was asked by a certain someone, you know who you are, over and over again for the past, probably year or two, really. Um, and before this, they were the ones that asked about whether engineers in ODST, what it'd be like for them to get infected by the flood. But anyways, I finally gotten around to tackling this question now, and it's actually kind of interesting to test. I wasn't quite sure how to go about it at first. I wanted to wait for the Halo 4 mod tools originally, but I found a decent way to test it out that works. So normally on this mission, I believe this mission is called Reclaimer. You know, there's normally only one Captain Lasky, and he's the one that kind of talks to you at the beginning, and then after that, once the mammoth starts moving, he'll walk around down here and then head towards the computer and start typing, and then eventually he'll vanish. So to actually put this question to the test, I just simply swapped out all the other friendly AIs with Lasky's AI, and so instead of spawning other characters, it just spawns Lasky for everyone. And then with that, we can actually put his AI to the test to see if they'll do anything. But normally on this mission, with that one single Lasky, after you hit a certain loading point, he'll just vanish and go poof. And you never see Lasky actually get into combat on any mission at all. In fact, this is the only mission you actually see him in-game outside of a cutscene. So it was actually an interesting question to see whether his AI actually does anything at all other than the scripted actions. And the answer to that is yes, he does. So when Lasky's AI doesn't have any scripted actions, like walking around, talking, and then despawning, Lasky actually just has a regular Marine AI. That's all he is. He's just a Marine AI with the Captain Lasky model, and that's how he's set up in the game files. So because of that, Lasky is fully capable of combat. He can wield any weapon that Marines can wield, and he can perform any actions that Marines can do. So if you give him a jetpack, he could even use it too. But for combat, he does actually do just fine in combat. He can even get on a Warthog too, and then fire the turret. And he's actually he's not a bad shot. That being said, even though Lasky is technically just a Marine, he obviously wasn't meant for combat in Halo 4. You could see him with the weapon on his back. He really wasn't meant to holster any weapons other than the pistol for his sidearm, because you can see the assault rifle. It doesn't actually go on his back. It's kind of floating on his back, and that's because Lasky's a slightly different size than regular Marines, and he doesn't have any armor or anything on, so his biped wasn't actually meant to kind of properly holster weapons like that, other than the pistol. So that's why, even though he can get into combat and he can do everything Marines can do, it's a little glitchy when he does it. It works perfectly fine. It looks kind of, off, literally, in this case. But that doesn't really affect gameplay at all. That's just more like a visual, weirdness. But as far as gameplay goes, like I said, Lasky is just a Marine, so he is fully capable of combat. However, compared to a Marine, even on easy difficulty, he does kind of have less health than regular Marines. So if you don't really protect him that well, he will actually die pretty easily. So in this case, on my Warthog, he's mostly fine. But if you were to just let all the Lasky AIs run around and do their own thing, even on easy difficulty, they won't last very long against the Covenant. So that's one other thing. Of course, his health doesn't really matter because that one Lasky on this mission that's scripted to walk around and talk, he's invincible. So you never have a situation where Lasky's health is an issue in the game, because it's never put to the test. Also, like I said, even though he's a regular Marine and everything, he doesn't have any flinching animations or any combat animations aside from what the Marines have. So, when I shot him there, his face didn't flinch at all. He has no reaction, and that's because he doesn't have any animations for that. But he does have these kind of flinching animations like the Marine, and he even has Marine death animations too. But that's about it. His facial expression will be the same the entire time. He won't have any other reaction to you shooting him or betraying him or getting injured. And his dead body always has the same facial expression as well. There's no like variations like you would see with a Marine. So yeah, that's what Lasky's AI is like outside of that scripted action at the beginning. He is just a regular Marine AI with some limitations compared to Marines, but he is fully capable of combat and most things that Marines can do. So there you guys have it. Hope you guys enjoyed that video and found it to be interesting. And if you did, make sure to leave a like, leave your thoughts and comments. Let me know if there's anything else you want me to check out or look into. And aside from that, if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe, and I will see you all next time. Bye, guys.